It begins like this. Basic research develops what women want to cope with the space age we're living in. Concerned with utility, style, designers, engineers from all over the country. New materials are the things that people really want. That's the basic problem.
What's up, CoolCleveland? I'm Dezhawn France, and I am a stand-up comedian.
What got you into stand-up comedy originally?
As a kid, noticing that being funny was an easy way to get attention. I used to do this thing where I would jump off of the jungle gym and I would just land flat on my face. I'd say I'm a flying squirrel, and that used to kill it with the second graders. One of my friends in the third grade, he told me, he was like, you should be a comedian. And then I found out what a comedian was, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. That's kind of been the thing that I've wanted to do since the third grade. And I didn't go to college, so hopefully it works out, because I don't have any other skills. The first spot I ever did stand-up was at a place called the Funny Stop. It was on my 18th birthday. I'd say it went well, especially considering that I had to follow an 8-year-old child who crushed. And that's why I don't like kids. I don't like when kids do stand-up for that very reason. They do like a lot of like, mommy and daddy were in the room wrestling. I'm a kid, I don't know what sex is jokes. And I don't like that. And it's always written by the parents. If you're a kid watching this, don't do stand-up. What are we doing now, though?
Jokes that you find utterly, totally unfunny.
I think like the stuff that I don't find funny is I don't really like when people do stand-up and they're like, it seems like they're doing an impression of a stand-up comedian. And I hate crowd work. I'm not good at it. So my style of comedy is... Wait, one sec. Wait, one sec. I think the way I wouldn't just, the way that I'm sorry. I talked to a coworker. I told her a joke. Her response to that was, that seemed like you were gonna say something progressive, and then you just said the most ignorant shit I've ever heard in my life. And that's kind of how I want my comedy to be described. I'm kind of on the right side, but I'm also saying something kind of egregious. It's hard to do a top 5. Louis C.K., Gerard Carmichael, Rory Scovel, Kate Berlant, and Dave Chappelle. Delusion. Feeling like I'm good at it. That's the main one, because you're going to bomb a lot. Every stand-up comedian is kind of like the worst person on American Idol back in the day. I think with stand-up, I'm crossing my leg because this is where I get serious. I think, first of all, I think it's a super American art form. Just the idea of just saying a bunch of shit and not actually knowing what the fuck you're talking about at all. That's super American. It's literally just a person going up there with a microphone and being like, I had a thought, and saying it and trying to elicit a reaction out of people. And it's cool. I think it's cool. But with comedy, you'll have one person that's doing like social commentary, and the next you'll have someone that does like impressions or does like magic with their comedy. And it's just such a wide variety, because comedy's so like broad. I don't like them. Going back to crowd work, I think there's more of them because of that, where like they see the clips and they're like, oh, they're gonna interact with me, and a lot of them think that they're helping. I do really hate hecklers that are like mean. There's like hecklers with malicious intent, but I do think most of them, it's either like a drunk woman or like a guy being like, I'm going to help this comedian. The guys that are like, I'm going to help, are more annoying than the drunk women.
Best spot in Akron to do stand-up, worst spot in Akron to do stand-up?
I would say the Funny Stop is still the best place to do stand-up. I think it has structure, and I think that's good when you're first starting off in comedy. Sometimes they have an audience. The Funny Stop has like people that are there to watch comedy, and I think that's really good. I think that's like a base level of what you need as someone starting off in comedy. The bar shows don't really have audiences. They have people that are there and will pay attention to you, but most people don't like when stand-up is just like sprung on them, when they weren't expecting to watch stand-up and now they have to watch a guy talk about his dick for 5 minutes. And yeah, you get like I do 20 minutes to nobody every week. Matinee is weekly, every Tuesday in Highland Square. Barmacy is every in Highland Square. Funny Stop is every Wednesday in the Falls, State Road. There's a place that's also on Tuesdays called Daily Press. But keep an eye out. Keep a lookout.
What would you be doing if you weren't doing stand-up?
If I wasn't doing stand-up, a rocket scientist, or I would probably would have cured cancer or something.
Delusion.
You know, in the workforce. I love movies. Maybe I'd be working at a movie theater or something. I think that's all I wanted to say. Thank you. The comedy scene in Akron is cool. It's like growing. They heard me talking about stand-up comedy. They needed to stop. They're coming to shut it down right now.